on defense, that having a Symmetra there is actually super useful.
Definitely agree. It's one of the maps that I think Symmetra should see more play on. Hopefully she will. It looks like, you know, our favorite hero E-Dubs, who's going to be on the defense for this CBC Cute Boy crew, is probably going to be on the Symmetra again. He's left spawn. We're going to see it again. This was a really interesting defense from this side last time because they just kind of hold up. You don't often see teams just hold this left side room, but the composition they're running really allows for it. They've decided that they're going to cut this map in half, and you're going to have to come to them and fight in these hallways. They had the Reinhardt shield right through the door. You have the Symmetra turrets everywhere. Then you have Junkrat spamming through. So a lot of teams will try to hold stairs or archway. They just want to hang out in the club. I mean, it's nicely decorated, some good furniture, spice racks. Maybe that's Sombra's home. Who knows? But the full defense coming out, E-Dubs is going to be on the Symmetra. Actually, I'm not going to go through the entire rosters. What do you see on the offense, though?
I mean, the offense right now, something that's really interesting is that Hanzo right now, I don't know if he's going to stay on it. Maybe he's just going for vision, which is something that teams allowed to do. But Tilter on that Genji along with Sporks on that Winston, that's a huge dive composition they can definitely look into. They might just be looking to attack that left point, force him out of place. But, you know, if they play in that room on the side like they did last map, that's actually super dangerous for Winston and Genji to both run into because Mercy is such in a safe location, along with Junkrat being able to, you know, trap the door and put out a lot of damage through there. So I'm super excited to see what they do.
Yeah, yet again, we're seeing kind of a pretty passive Genji play, too, as he does not go for the poke that a lot of teams will. It looks like they're going to try to get up on stairs here. I think the first dive is probably going to come from Winston. Yes, he's the first one to poke, and yes, he does go in. He's trying to get a ton of damage done. Drops the bubble, bails out with the help of his friend Zarya, so they know that this is exactly where they're going to be holding. Of course, they probably didn't have a chance to watch the last game, so this can be a surprise to them. Not a thing that you see a lot of teams run in that back corner, so now you kind of have to reevaluate what are you going to be able to get done here. Can we get some free cart push, maybe, as the brawl is just going to have to take place in that room. They're forcing the fight on their own terms. I like that.
Yeah, honestly, right now, it's so good for Tulsa right now to just stay in the back line, just poke on there, because for Genji compositions, it's all about getting that, you know, that last few seconds. You know, Sport goes down to school, which is fine, but Jesus takes out the tire, which means a lot of initial damage is you know, out of the picture, and your Wildcard takes out the monster, and this is going super bad on the side of the defense. That Res comes down to getting so much of the extra damage, and actually splits the team almost entirely in half right now. The monster manages to take out Jesus, which is a lot part of the DPS. And man, Tilter shoots that Dragon Blade a little early, but no, that's all good right now with that sound barrier coming down. They're trying to push into this room, and it's just not working right now. You guys need to back up, push the cart, force them to come out to you.
I mean, they're trying to push that room. They just sound barrier to try to do so. It did not get a lot done at all, so that is going to be down for them. They sound barriered and then just didn't go in, which is a little surprising. That teleporter is up. It is down. Someone has been brought back through already. They're going to defend that room even harder now because they need to protect that asset of that teleporter. So some spam's going to come down from Chicken. Don't see a lot of Junkrat play here, so we're going to put him on cam for us. He's got a tire already back up and ready. Shows you what kind of damage he's been doing. He's been getting damage boosted, actually, by burns. So that is definitely good for them as he can use it to zone. They've been hiding out here as well. They've got most of the angles covered, but here comes a giant Graviton. Can they get the cleanup? Schooled does grab one. Demonstra takes down another. Sporks does retaliate, takes down E-Dubs with that teleporter. Remains up. Burns' resurrection remains up. They're going to push this back.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm okay with this on the side of the offense. You have to just stay patient. There's 1 minute 30 left. You have a lot of time, and Tilter's at 87%, but Schooled, man, whew, it's going off so hard right now, but right now it's all about Tilter at that 92%. I think he has one last Dragon Blade in him, but unfortunately he doesn't have a lot of support on that, and I do like the change from Sport to Diva. Basically what you want to do with your Genji is you want to give him room. You want to basically put out a defense matrix, put out a shield, or give him like some sort of bonus health so he can, you know, get through that initial damage and not get taken down super easily right now. They do spot out the Reaper, so that is a good sign for the side of the offense. They're going to get flanked, but you know, it might just be better to ignore this room right now. Just push on the side, and then once they come out to greet you, use that Dragon Blade and capitalize on that.
I completely agree. There's no reason to fight in the room if you don't have to. The tire is coming out. The Dragon Blade should be coming out momentarily if he can dodge this. He tries to dodge it, he jumps over it, but that explosion radius takes him down. There goes Tilter. That was one of their best hopes, as the Dragon Blade could have been used with the Transcend. They are cleaning up, however, on their own side as Sporks, and yeah, combined for a couple kills. Chicken and Zar bring it back, though, with Zarya doing some work. Yeah, all alone in the back line, takes a trip to the sky, visiting Sputnik up there, lands unceremoniously onto the ground. That is another hold. There's only 20 seconds left. We'll see if Tilter can finally get off this Dragon Blade, but that is, he tried to jump over the tire, did not work out at all. 13 seconds left, and so far no one has really had a great answer to this right side defense. It's a cool strat.
Yeah, definitely super cool in terms of that right now, but man, this is the team that gets charged on the backline. If they can cut it down for that graviton, man, just catch that Zenyatta, and that's super key right now because that's what Tilter was depending on. He was trying to go in the backline, has Zenyatta match up in the backline, but man, Jesus and Wildfire adding to that portal, but that resurrection comes back out. Burns just super clutching it out right now. Hopefully they can trade that fight even harder, maybe buy some more time for someone to come back. Tilter's on that Tracer right now, trying to get back. That great graviton sort of buys him a little more time. School takes on Heya, and then Chicken takes down Jesus again, and this is just just unlucky.
That's it. That is a really nice defense for CBC as they do not allow the cart even much past the archway there. I definitely agree with you that at some point you have to stop doing what the other team wants you to do, regardless of what it is, regardless how it affects your game plan. If you know a team wants to do something, don't let them do it. What they wanted was for you to come at them in that room, and every time they did, it just didn't happen. You have to force them out of their hidey hole, bypass it there. Hopefully Burns peaks. I think a lot of it too is getting into the back line. The most successful teams, if you're running a Genji, you have to get in the back line. You don't even have to kill people. You just have to make them move. You have to put pressure on them, make them uncomfortable, and let your team kind of sweep them up. So I don't know necessarily we've seen some of the best offensive Genji play. It's been strange looking from the last 2 rounds, but it's a cool defense overall. Most teams will just hold out in the courtyard wide open, but this is something that they clearly have practiced. You got that teleporter up. I don't think Burns died that game either, so just pretty much any kill was completely negated. Nothing was permanent.
Yeah, and I mean, I do like the way that they've been holding that also, but on the side of the offense, you know, I do see that. I think they have their stuff together. I think, unfortunately, just weren't able to execute, but that's kind of one thing that teams need to work on continuously. It's more about coordination right there, because it's very smart of the Zenyatta to, ult to buy Tilter that space initially, right? Because if Tilter can survive through, let's say, a flashbang or some initial damage and can stay topped off, all of a sudden that Dragon Blade becomes more and more deadly as it goes along. And 6 seconds, sure, it's a 2-second nerf, but 6 seconds is more than enough to take out 2 backline threats and execute on that. I just think maybe they should try something else, and that's kind of something that was a little weird. Was I agree, D.Va may have been a really good choice there. Mitigate some of the poke damage that comes out from the Junkrat or the Symmetra or anything like that, and try to buy your DPS some time to get into the back lines. But they needed just more follow up. They need more people to use that. I don't think the McCree. I think McCree's a good hero overall, but I think staying on that McCree may have hurt them a little bit if all they were going to do is engage into that little hidey hole.
Yeah, you kind of need just more creative options, I think, especially at these mid-level ranks. Like, I think great thing would have bust out there, maybe bust out a Pharah. Just throw rockets at that shield and into that room from a distance. You could have busted out a Mei and said, oh, you want to be in that room? Then fine, stay in that room. So we're going to look at Schooled here as he tries to get some poke done on his Tracer. He's going to go around the back lines, which most Tracers do. Some eyes up there as he checks out the stairs. Actually, let's do some fan service here. We've got a Mei in the game as is on the Mei. I think this is a lot. Maybe it's their regular strategy, but a lot because they know they have to hold right here. A really nice section off there is going to put Zar in a bad position as he's able to put some pressure on him. Zar goes down first, Sporks with the cleanup. So now this defense in a good position as they're up 6v4. Chicken goes down as well. That should be a very successful first hold. Yeah, almost with his Blizzard up already.
Yeah, very good. Honestly, very smart from the offense right now to back up, not to get staggered. Because the worst thing that happens right now is that you get staggered. Chicken all of a sudden is in danger for let's say 5 or 6 seconds. Chicken all he needs to do right now is get up to that 100% ultimate. I don't think you need to do anything else besides it. And now Burns has his ultimate, so even if he dies with Dragon Blade initially, that res comes in and instantaneously that backline is in danger. So they're just jiggle peeking right now, biding their time. They don't need to push it. They just kind of stay next to the cart, and that Winston goes to the backline, tries to disrupt it.
Is that a technical term? Jiggle peeking?
That's more of a Counter-Strike term, actually. But, man, that Blizzard was so good. It cuts out the team. Basically stops it engaging mainly right in that area right there. But Heroes Never Die, and that res comes in super clutch right now. Buys the offense some more time to come back in the background right now. And right now, the defense has that ultimate as well, so that counter res can come about. But man, that Mei is still staying alive right now, buying some more time with that ice block. Support team take down Burns, School, and C-Bar. Oh man, takes down Jesus, and this is just a super sustained fight right now. But the offense is not looking too great for Wear. Honestly, they should just back up right now, regroup, and try another execute.
Yeah, they're going to be able to clean this up. A really nice Mei wall, too. Mei is actually one of the first times I've seen her use extremely successful. Wow, this is a very late Dragon Blade from Chicken. Can he get anything out of it? He does get something out of it. Down to 8 health. He was at 50, down to 8, was able to clean up Sports, too. Trying to turn this fight back in their favor is Demonsta with the Winston cleanup late. It looks like they are unfettered towards the end of this path. That is it. Yellow box of victory has been achieved. Whew, that is CBC moving forward. Not Toronto, mind you. That is the Cute Boy crew. Looking pretty good, I must say, so far. Just gutted it out. That was a Dragon Blade that any other day of the week you say that's one of the worst Dragon Blades I've ever seen, but hey, it's not stupid if it works, right?
Yeah, what Genji nerfs, man? You cut it down from 8 seconds
right.
to 6 seconds, and it's like you still kill 2 people, still change up the fight, but then burns another one, and
Heroes never die.
It's a little frustrating a little bit when you're looking on the side. It's like, how long does Burn stay in this place? Is he like setting up and cooking dinner for the rest of the team as everyone else dies? But obviously, great res, and that's just, you know, as much as I say, you know, hey, like, what's he doing in there? That's a mark of a great mercy, staying alive for your team, using that res, because honestly, the res is kind of useless if no members of your team die. So if your team's able to die in strategic places, die clumped together, or die in a way that's, you know, very positive, easy for the Mercy to kind of use, and then jump and Guardian Angel to another target in the area, that's something that keeps the Mercy alive, and also a very great res on that end. So great effort, and that's kind of something I think teams later are going to have to look at this and say, like, okay, they're running this on Dorado. Maybe we don't want to play Dorado. Maybe we want to see the rest of their maps, because right now they're in a really good place where, you know, not a lot of teams know about their scrims. This is a relatively new team. CBC, I'm guaranteed there are not a lot of VODs out. So the fact is that we've only seen Dorado from them, which is all kind of bad news for teams later, because let's say they want to go scout out and see what they do on different maps. All they know is Dorado. They play this one specific point, and then they do this one specific hold on defense. So while, yes, it is good in the fact that, hey, if we want to play Dorado, we know exactly what they do. If you're on the side of the other team and you have no answer for that, maybe it's time to play another map. But at the same time, you don't know if they have one of those strats as well.
Absolutely. So that is CBC moving forward. We might just end up following them a little bit as we go through our open side of the bracket. This is the GosuGamers North America Weekly number 19. Almost had that big 20-day. Brought to you by your friends at Matcherino, !Matcherino, and chat. We'll hook you up with all of the information you need to go donate. GGNA code 19 is the coupon code. Donate $1 for free on Matcherino, and leave us a pithy message if you want to donate more. Of course, we always try to read those off. I'm a little busy today. Maybe I'll get to them. I'll try to set up a moment where I can read all your lovely Matcherino donations, because I'm sure there are some as well. And of course, Ting is new on board. gg.ting.com, $25 right for free. Just try it. We're gonna pay for your first bill essentially. Maybe you save some bucks. Maybe you don't text as much one month, or you don't use as much data one month. I'm always at home. I don't think I've ever used any 4G data in my life, because I'm always on Wi-Fi. So I wouldn't need any data, and it would save me some money. So check out gg.ting.com, and of course our friends over at owkings.com. Premium Overwatch content. Coupon code GOSU will hook you up with 10% off for the life of your subscription. We're going to take a quick break as we set up our next game, as I fix my green screen and I celebrate the Philadelphia Eagles victory. We'll be back in a minute.